Barbara, hello. This is Jim Delapine, and I'm going to do this some video feedback here. So let me just close out this other file here, not save it. And this is really interesting. They're very symmetrical. There's one thing that I have a concern about, and that is that I ask that there be no mirroring or flipping of images as duplicates. And you certainly have that here with the feet and arms. So let's see what we can do about that. Let's see here. This is a very cool looking robot, for lack of a better word. You did a great job with the layer mask. If I select this layer 1 and fill it with black, black is my foreground color, so Alt Delete is a shortcut. I can see that you have no background pixels showing, so terrific job on that. So let me just hide that layer again, and let's proceed. So I think what I'd like to suggest is to make this a little more fun looking, a little more animated perhaps. So the first thing I would suggest is to perhaps take this arm here. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do here, so I'm just kind of like winging it. So the first thing I would suggest, let's take this one. I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, and I'm going to flip this vertically. All right, so now we'll have him kind of raising his arms up and all that. So he could come down from here or up here. So let me just take this and move these legs down here. And let's see here. It actually looks like, oh no, everything's there. Okay, so I could put it up here, but then it's too, I would have to scale this. So let me just scale this down a little bit. All right, and hit enter. So I hit Control T to get that, by the way. All right, so I think something like this could work. That was a very loud sneeze. I apologize for that. I kind of like this. They're very large gorilla type arms. I don't know, but so let's just keep this here. Let me hit Control T. I'll rotate this around, and I'll rotate this around here. So notice I put the center point here, so now I can rotate it around that point. So I'll just keep it here for now. And then let's talk about the feet. So the feet are on one layer. I'm going to get rid of one of them. Okay, so I'll just put a selection around this right one. And with the layer mask active, I will hit I'll fill that selection with black, the foreground color, which will automatically mask out that image, okay? Now, we'll work with one at a time. So I'm going to take this here, and I'm going to use this as one of the feet, but I'm going to hit Control T, and I'm going to scale this down a little bit, just like that. And let's see here. What is this? Oh, this is part of that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the wire from one of these as a leg, and then this will attach as a foot. So I'll take this one here, and I'm going to duplicate this. So Control J. As long as you have no selection, Control J will duplicate a layer. Okay? So now it duplicates it on top. I'll drag this down, and I will rotate this. So Control T, and rotate it right around the center point there. And I'm going to use this as a leg extension. I don't know what I'm going to do here. Let's see. Let me stop recording. But what I'm going to do is fiddle faddle with this, and let me just put it on pause here, and I'll show you the end result in a second. Actually, I kind of should be showing you how I'm doing this because that's part of the learning process. So let's just continue here. So I'm going to tuck this wire into this here. All right, and I'm going to accomplish that using layer masks. So it's not going to be a perfect fit, but it'll be good. It'll be close enough. So I'm going to put it right there. And then I'm going to select the layer mask part of this here. And I'm actually going to, let me drop this down, make it a little easier. And yeah, I would say something like that would work. But then this actually makes it a little easier. Oh, drat. You see this? You have no layer mask here, so that limits you. You should have a layer mask on everything. So what you have here is you deleted background pixels. All right, so that's a no-no. All right, so let's go back here. So now what I'll do is I'll go to my paintbrush. Black is my foreground color. Shortcut here, increasing your brush size. Hit the right bracket key. Decrease brush size. Decrease brush size. Left bracket key. All right. Make sure that everything is at 100% hardness, but I think you get that by now. So what I'll do is I'll paint on the layer mask that I'm going to create right now, because you did not have one for that, or you had one but you deleted it. So I'll add a layer mask, and then I'll mask out this portion here to hide this, so it reveals the wire under here, and it kind of looks like it's attached there, I guess. All right, and now I will take this here and rotate this, and I'm going to I'm trying to make him look like he's kind of dancing. All right, give him some kind of animation. So something like this, I guess. Yeah, this could work. Something like that. Yeah. Okay, I like that. And now what I'll do is I'll take this wire here, and I'm going to duplicate that again. Well, I'll duplicate that again. So Control J, drag this down here. I'll rotate this, and what I'll do is I'll flip this. So I'll go to Edit, Transform, Flip, Horizontal. So it's going the other way. I'm not sure I like this just yet, but let's see here. This could be, let me change my mind about the flipping. So Control Z, Control Alt Z. All right, I'm going to put this right here. All right, and then I'll take this. Another way to duplicate it is to hold down the Alt key, and notice how that double arrowhead existing, and now just dragging that. All right, so Alt is the shortcut for duplication. So keep that in mind. So hit Control T. Oops, hit Control T, and then I can rotate that, and then this will be his. You see where I'm going with this, right? Something like that. Okay. All right. So we have that, and I know I'm going on and on for this, but so now what I'd like to do is angle his head a little bit. But this is all one layer. So here's what I'll do. I'll duplicate that. All right. Yeah, I'll duplicate that. So Control J. All right. So this gets a little. So pay attention now to this. I'm going to hide the bottom layer. All right, and work on the top layer here. What I want to do is separate the head from everything else. So with black as my foreground color, I'll increase my brush size, right bracket key, and just kind of mask out the head here. Whoa, why is that happening? I just made a mistake. I had to make sure that the thumbnail for the layer mask is active. Then I can mask all that out. Boy, my computer's acting very, very slow. So, okay, so I've got that. So I'm basically just using, just masking out the head. Okay. Now I'll show the underlying layer and hide the top layer and mask out everything but the head. So I'll just, basically it's really filling in the bottom area with black. So I put a selection around there. Alt delete is a shortcut for filling in with black. And I had the wrong layer active, or the wrong thumbnail active. So now I have that active, and now Alt delete. So watch what I'm doing now. I'm filling this area where the selection is with black, which will mask out that area. Okay. So here's the difference. So you've got the head and the body separate. All right. And let's see here. So what that allows me to do is motion the head individually, or move it individually, separately. So I want to change the stacking order, and then take this head and rotate it Just rotate it so like his head looks a little cocked, something like this. Okay? Could be like that or like that. Your choice. All right, so we'll do that. All right, so I would say that gives him some animation. You could also, if you want to scale this down, I would select all layers. So I would click on the bottom layer and then shift click the top so they're all active. And now, so that means that everything is selected to be moved. And now I can hit Control T and scale them all at the same time. Now notice what happens. I just hit Control T, put a bounding box around all of the opaque pixels, but some of the images are larger, so you cannot see the bounding marks to get to it. So what you do is hit Control 0, okay? And then that bounding marks will fit in there. Now, if I want to scale this down a little bit, I can go to any corner, click, start dragging in, hold down Shift to constrain it, okay? And then Alt will scale into the center point, all right? So something like that. All right. You could also feel free to rotate it further, whatever you like, whatever feels comfortable. I just want you to have fun with this and make it a learning experience, okay? All right, so I'm going to stop there. I've gone on way too long. All right, great job on your layer masks. And make sure you have the appropriate background for next week, okay? And all is good. All right, bye now.